Alright, let's try to do the jig block on the advanced sheet. That would be figure 750. So to start with, we're going to create a new sketch, and we're going to create the base piece. I can see that this object is a 5 tab 1 3/4. You're going to type in 1 space 3/4 for fractions. Type it in just the way it looks. Don't worry about decimal equivalent. The computer will take care of that for you. Okay, we're going to finish this sketch, and let's make it the entire height it should be, which in this case is 2 3/4. So I say 2 space and then 3/4. Use the keypad on your keyboard to make that. Great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a shape to cut out and a shape to cut out, the two shapes. I'm going to draw on the face, and I always like to work from my home view. I'm going to show you a little trick here. I'm going to make a rectangle, and I'm going to just draw it on the line. Now this rectangle is not going to be in the right spot. It will be the right size, and I will move it later. The size it should be is the dimension in blue should be 1 1/4 tab, and this is a hard measurement to read, 9/16. And you can barely see it there. It's hard to read on your drawing. Once I have that, I need to move the entire shape from this line to here to push it over to the right location. So I'm going to choose this line and this line after grabbing my dimension tool, and I can move that to its proper location, which is 1 7/8, so 1 space 7/8, and you can see it just moved it on down for me. Next, I need to draw the shape underneath, which is essentially a square shape with the corners cut off. But I'm going to draw that using my point tool to lay out some dots and then connect the dots. I like that the best. So first let's take a point and drop it on the line. Make sure the line turns black. I then am going to move that point from here to the edge. We're going to make that 1 1/4. If you look at your drawing, you'll see that that corner is 1 1/4. 1 space 1/4. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop another point straight above it. I'm going to highlight that one, come straight above it with my line tool, and make sure I have my dotted line, and just click. It's straight above, but it needs to be a distance above, which is a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to dimension this here to here, and a 1/2 inch is also 0.5. It's an easy one to do. It's the only time I really like to use my tool like that. Now let's put the other point on the other side. If it doesn't give me a measurement from here to here, I should assume it's the same. So I'm going to drop a point, dimension it to be 1 1/4 from the edge, 1 space 1/4. I'm going to do a couple cool tricks here. I'm going to highlight this, and when I come up and connect the dots, boom, I have another one in the exact same spot, so I don't have to worry about that. Now I want to find 2 more spots to get those in the right area. I want to have a point tool which is located one about here and one about here. Let's get those laid out. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. First of all, I know that I need to be 1 1/4 inches from the ground up. 1 1/4. That'd be 1 space 1/4. And let's go ahead and do this one too. 1 space 1/4. Okay, great. The only problem is now is they need to be moved around a little bit to get them kind of in the right spot. If I look at my drawing, I can see that this one should live 2 1/2 inches from here to here, okay, which is good. And this one should be, if you look at this point, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's a 3/4 inch. If I could draw a straight down line, the distance from here to the line going straight is 3/4. So the dimension tool will actually do that for me. Choose dimension, We're going to choose this one and this one. And if you look in between them, you see that 0.75? I actually do want 3/4, and it happens to be that. I just must have got lucky. I'm going to drop that one. Say OK. And we're going to do the same thing for these two. Oh, that didn't quite work the way I wanted. I'm going to back up a step. Do this again. Dimension. Choose this one. Choose that one, and I should get my line. There it is. Sometimes you got to move your mouse around. You know, it's kind of hidden in there. Now that one's not 0.75 yet, so that one does have to be 0.75. It's a 3/4 inch. All right. Oh, look what happened. It moved this guy over. I didn't want that to move over. Why did it move? It's because I never gave it a dimension. Notice that other ones have dimensions, so this one has to be the same as that one. So let's move that. Let's get that back over there. That should be the same as the number underneath, which is 1 1/4. 1 space 1/4. Now notice it forced it back over. If you don't have a number attached to things, sometimes the whole thing will move because you didn't tell it it couldn't. Numbers will force it to stay put. Now, after getting all those dots on there, I can just connect the dots. Line tool. Might as well start here. Go to my first one, second one, cross to that one, down, down, and then it's allowing this little bottom line to be part of my shape. Now, what I should be able to do, I should be able to finish the sketch, and I should be able to push away not this shape or this shape, but the middle. Finish sketch, choose extrude. Now, notice that I can either choose this one, or the middle. I want the middle, watch. Click the middle. Now it's taking it, at this point, it's moving it the wrong direction. I want to go in. But I don't want to go all the way. If you look, it's hard to see, but the thickness of the back of the object is a 1/2 inch thick. So under distance, you have the entire distance, which is 2 3/4, which is too much. So let's put the entire distance in. We won't even do the math. The entire distance I know is 1 space 3/4. Now that's how thick it is. But I want to leave behind a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put a space, a minus, a space, and I'm going to say 1/2. Now notice what the drawing's doing. It's cutting the entire thing, but it's going to leave a 1/2 inch left, meaning everything but a 1/2 inch. So by typing that minus in, you can actually do that, and it looks good here. So in this case, I kind of did it in reverse. I drew the two shapes to keep, but then removed the middle. Now all I have to do is start cutting my angles and drill my hole. I'm going to start a sketch on this face. Go to your home view. I now will put my reference points. I know I need to go from this corner down to a spot somewhere here. If I look, that spot is 7/8 of an inch from here up. So I'm going to use my point tool, like so, and dimension it to 7/8 up. Alright. Now, I'm going to use my point tool, and I'm going to go ahead and touch this one. Come all the way across. See it's still touching. Touch my line at the same time, and now I've dropped another one on the other side at the same point. Let's look at the front to do this. I'm now going to choose my line tool. I know I want to start in this corner if I can. Let's see if I might have to use my home view for this because it's hard to see that I'm grabbing in there. See that corner? It's a little hard to tell. It thought I was grabbing out here. So grab that, drag it down to here, and it looks like I need to draw a line across here too to make that shape. And let's just draw the whole outline. And let's do the same thing here. From here to here to here to here. Let's try to... Oh, I goofed up, didn't I? I didn't go back to that. Let me back up. You get to see me make mistakes too. Oops. So what I want to do is back up to that step, and I can choose my line tool now. And I was I was supposed to go from here to here. Silly me. And I just like to outline everything just in case, even though it may work. Now let's do this one. Good. And yeah. Finish the sketch. Choose extrude. Highlight both objects first. And let's go distance all. Notice that is stuck on top of its shortcut, so I'm going to move that distance all. Okay, we're almost there. Now we have a hole to drill. If you look at it, it tells you it's a 1/2 inch hole, and it's centered in the object, which it doesn't really tell you, which is sort of confusing, but I know it's 5/8 of an inch up and centered in between 1 1/4. Now, if you guys remember, the green dot shows me the middle, so I'll be able to find the center pretty easy. So I'm going to start by creating a sketch on the top. I'm going to use my point tool. I'm going to touch the green dot here and just follow up so I know I'm in the middle, and then just drop it. Then I will use the dimension tool and make sure I set this to be 5/8 of an inch. Sorry about that. Let's go back to home view. I like to work from my home view. It's so much easier for me to see what I'm clicking on. There we go. And that should be 5/8. 5/8. If you're not working from your home view, it thinks you could be clicking anything that's even behind an object, so it can be kind of confusing. Now the size of that circle is a simple 1/2 inch. Choose your dot. Type in 0.5 or 1/2 inch if you'd like. And there that is. If you notice, it does not tell you how deep it is. If it doesn't tell you how deep, you should assume it's cutting the entire thing, at least from here to here, not all the way into that. Notice it doesn't cut that deep. So let's say finish sketch. Let's say extrude. Now if I click distance all, that's bad. It's cutting into this. Remember, it's only 9/16 thick. So under distance, you're going to change this to 9/16, just to guarantee we cut through that thing. And then click OK. We didn't cut all the way, but we cut through like that. So that is the finished figure 750 jig block.